How's it going, everyone? My name is Matt Leighton. This is Shawn Battle, and in today's video, we're going to talk to you about the top 5 mistakes that sellers are making during COVID era. Shawn, the first mistake is that sellers are pricing their condo next to the most recent comparable. I mean, this sounds logical. You have a condo that you want to sell, you look at the comps, you come up with a price, but why is this a mistake in 2020?
If it's super recent, that's one thing. If you're looking 6 months back, that's a bad thing. It's a completely different market. When I look at comparable units, I want to look inside the building within the last 6 months. However, we all know pre-COVID, it was a lot different market than right now.
Significantly different. There is one thing where a market goes down, but what we're seeing right now is just a decrease in demand. So if you're trying to get the same exact price, but you haven't realized that there is a less demand for condos along the orange line, well, you're going to be in for a rude surprise once you do go on the market.
To put it into perspective, pre-COVID, there were 4 units along the Roslyn-Ballston corridor. Right now, I just looked it up, 167 units.
Wow.
167, I mean, that's a small swath of land, and there's 167. So there's a lot of competition. Price it correctly.
Mistake number 2 is not preparing your condo. Shawn, are sellers really out there not preparing their condo?
They are. They're completely not preparing them. Listen, we want to attract the masses, as many people as we can. So it's important that you repaint. Your personal preference is going to be different than everybody else's. So make sure you have a nice gray tone to it throughout the condo. It'll make it show much better. Another thing is, if you've got old carpets in there, you probably want to replace them, put some hardwood floors in. The little things that you do now, you spend a few $1,000s, it's going to pay off in the end.
Now, it's easy for us as real estate agents, the guys in the suits, to tell you to spend money, but make no mistake, we're not saying renovate your bathroom, gut your kitchen, and put in quartz countertops and European appliances. What we are saying are do the most basic, simplest tasks. Shawn and I walk into condos every single day that have light bulbs missing, different color light bulbs, paint, from 10 years ago. Knock out the small items so buyers are not asking about the small questions. They're asking about the big questions, like whether or not they want to buy your property.
It's all about attention to detail.
Attention to detail. Speaking of attention to detail, mistake number 3, don't sell your condo vacant. Don't sell it empty. Instead, stage it. Shawn, what is the value of staging a condo?
It is huge. I'm telling you, not only will you get the price back, but it'll sell much quicker. I'll give you an example. Recently, I had a sale. It was first, I took pictures while it was occupied with their furniture. It didn't sell. I felt like their furniture might have been a little bit too big. Secondly, they vacated. We took new pictures. It was vacant, no offers. So I said, hey, let's stage this thing. We staged it. The day I staged it, I got 2 offers. I didn't even get the pictures up. And so that is the value. We went a long time on the market, tried 3 different things, and the staging worked.
What happens with staging is you create an emotional response with the buyer. When a buyer walks into an empty condo, they're not thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be my future home. They're thinking, will my couch fit? Will my bed fit? Will my tables fit? But when you stage the property with real furniture, guys, not virtual staging where you walk in and it's still empty, but when you stage it with real furniture, you create an emotional response. Buyers can easily see that, oh, that couch is the same size as my couch. That can easily fit. And essentially, you want your people walking through a magazine. You want your condo to show like a magazine. And we all know that emotional buyers spend more money.
That's right. And the right furniture will actually make it feel larger than when it's vacant.
Exactly. So mistake number 4 is being too restrictive with your showing requirements. Now, obviously, during COVID era, the number 1 priority is the safety and well-being of not only our seller clients, but of course, buyers as well. So we are doing everything we can to be safe and protect. But Shawn, where is that line where we can be safe but also not be a huge inconvenience for the buyer in setting up a showing?
Right. Some condo buildings, what I'm seeing is they're restricting showings to a certain time frame. It might be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., which is a really restrictive time, especially in a time when there's not as many buyers out there. So we're seeing a lot less showings per listing. So by restricting them to a smaller amount, they're just going to go to the next one. There's plenty for them to look at. So, do not restrict them on time frames. And the other thing is, if you restrict them to timeframes, they're all getting there at the same time. What sense does that make? Let them go whenever they need to. The second thing is sellers being too restrictive or too scared about showing their own property. If you live there, we get it, we understand. But there was one instance where somebody was having people show that they did not test positive. Get a test taken before you can see my house. No one's going to come see it because I don't think many people really want to go through the torture of a COVID test if they don't have to.
Yeah, I think that was really well said. Mistake number 5. So, Shawn, after you've staged your property, after you've priced it correctly, after you've done all these little things, you've prepared it, mistake number 5 is not accepting an offer in the first 24 hours. You don't want to do this, but you've just done everything, and now you've got an offer in 24 hours. Why would it be a mistake to accept an offer in the first 24 hours?
Well, that all depends, right? So if the offer is an amazing offer, above list, waiving all these things, then you might want to consider it. But the key is, if you get one offer in the first 24 hours, you're probably going to get more. So you might be leaving something on the table. And honestly, you can just talk to us about your latest experience with the property that you just sold.
Yeah, absolutely. Instantly, we got an offer on this condo, and the sellers, wanted to take it. It was the first offer on the table, but I said, let's wait until Tuesday. We got 2 more offers. One of them escalated way over the listing price, even waived the appraisal contingency as well as the home inspection contingency. Now, the sellers would have been completely happy with the offer on Friday, but let's think about it this way. When you're selling your condo, you've been thinking about this for a year, maybe 6 months, and maybe you've spent 3 months to get the paint right, to declutter, to get a storage unit. There's a lot of time put into this. Why are you going to take it off the market in 24 hours? Why not at least wait until the weekend, 72 hours? The buyer, for the most part, they're still going to be there. Some buyers, will jump ship, but that's probably not the buyer that you want anyway. So when you're putting your condo on the market, wait until the weekend, collect the offers, assuming you have multiple offers, once the weekend is over.
And there are other things that you can look at. You can look at how many people are actually showing this property. If you've had one showing and you're not getting any more for the next 24, 48 hours, then maybe that offer is the right one to take. It's all balancing and figuring out what is the right route to go.
It's all situational, so work with your real estate agent to come up with an offer review strategy that will fit your condo specifically. Well, guys, there you have it, the top 5 mistakes that sellers in Arlington, Virginia are making when selling their condo. If you have any questions or if you would like to work with us, our contact information can be found below. And for Shawn and myself, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you around Arlington.
Take care.